My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where is gonna be coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, speak. Where is gonna be coming? I want you come and yeah, we coming.
Okay, thank you, Alexander becoming CPP 2023. Be a part of the CPP. The CPP is the gateway to a better Liberia. The CPP is a vehicle that will take you there. The CPP stands for good governance. The CPP stands for infrastructure, education, agriculture, job creation, good health, government of inclusion. The CPP will not witch hunt you. The CPP will make you feel that you are part of Liberia and you have the right to everything. So, guys, we'll be having a good day today. Good day, good day, good day, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wherever you are, good night or whatsoever. This is Munel Kishen, aka the General. Please share the video. I'm sharing it too, but let me see if I can hear myself. Let's see. Okay, good. All right. Today, 90% of my show is about Alexander Cummings. Who is Alexander Cummings? 90%. The other 10 is to that 10 space. But this something that puzzles me, and I'm still thinking. Liberians, if you have done nothing wrong, you're not supposed to worry about sanction. There are information going around, and which it is a truth. I'm not going to call names. Nathaniel Magil, Samet 12, they're doing everything to get the names off the sanction. That means they added extra million or $2 million just to get McGah's name off the sanction. In America, they say lobby. But which of the money they're using? They are using taxpayer money. Your money. Your money. The first one they gave them is not enough, but they got to remove McGah's name because the information, according to our source, McGah's name is at the top. And they got the finance minister and everybody. So they are doing everything possible to use your money to get the names off. And look, this is nothing personal. No one person owned that country. In 5 years, Nathaniel McGah have acquired millions of dollars. He have turned into a millionaire. Even people who doing business cannot just no time become a millionaire. But this man do not hide his corruption. At the time, he was just an ordinary citizen. Nobody worried about him. But he's the minister of state. He's the prime minister of Liberia. He is the president in disguise. He runs the country. But they are doing everything. And don't be surprised that you might not see his name on there. And what they will do, they will shove it right in your face and say, and you'll say McGah's name was on that list again. And you'll say McGah's name was on that list. They're not going to go after President Withe. But all the corrupt guys, you understand? Stealing money. One man. I want you to compare McGah's salary with his benefits. His salary and benefits. These are the people who talk about corruption. These are the people who, for the last 12 years, 12 years of this 6 years of the 12 years, McGah was in there. He was assistant minister and living in a peaceful little place. You compare his salary plus his benefits, will not give you what he has today. It will never to tell you that there are a lot of corruption. I've never seen anybody who will give donation more than their salary. McGah came right to America here and gave $15,000, $7,500 for him, $7,500 for Summit 12 to Eula. $15,000 cash he gave. He built a house and put his dead mother in there. In less than 3 months, he built a house and put a boys' quarter and everything to shove it in your face. And he goes around bragged about it. That other people steal and they mean, for them they mean, they will share. He said in Philadelphia, had one Gonglo president, yeah, but he damn cheap. They spend money, they're not afraid. That's your money. That is why we don't have good schools. That is why we don't have good roads. That is why we don't have security, because the security there to protect themselves, they're not protecting the people. That is why we are saying come 2023, take your anger to that voting booth. If you want to stay there for the next 6 years again, where democracy is sweet and it's bitter. Sometimes the way you expect things to go, it will not go that way. It will not. Look, America, they say lobbyists. You poor African nation paying people in America to lobby for them. If you lobbying for a good cause, I see nothing wrong with it. Maybe you want to use somebody so Liberia will be recognized, Liberia will get grants, the president will come to America, we will have more money going to Liberia. But if you pay money to lobby just to get Mr. Kishen's name off of sanction list because I've created a problem. So the poor man in Liberia, the poor citizen in Liberia who today or yesterday went to bed with no food, a whole family went to bed yesterday, I bet you, with 1 cup of rice or only water. Some of them don't even have place to sleep. But we are spending millions of dollars to get some names off the list. Some. Who put the name on that list? It was not you. It was not the librarian that put my name on the list. The people see it. But if you don't talk, if you don't speak out, that lobbyist, the person who is running that show, got links. They got people to just at a job. They got people just sitting. It's not illegal. It is not illegal. Going to talk to people and say, please let them go. They're stealing that man doing it, not in America, so don't worry. Listen to me. The stealing and corruption that going on in Liberia is not in America. So we need to punish him. The people in Liberia are not speaking out. The people are okay. They see it. If they see us, they will speak out. But because we're not speaking out, so all these things been happening, it will go through. If you don't speak out, you think because you love them, they are your friends. No, they are not your friends. They're only getting money to get rich for their family and themselves and their close friends. While Liberians are dying every day from hunger, from the hands of criminals, and they cannot even protect the people. Our president gave a beautiful speech or pre-recorded speech. If that speech that president, let me get back to the soup thing. If that speech, that statement that he made, I don't care if it's a recording. Let me be honest with you. I don't care. The fact is that anybody can do that. Whether it's a recording, whether he put it on paper and whatsoever. If that speech was going to come out day after or in the evening, we would not have been talking all the nonsense that's going on. But even in the speech, the president talked about his invitation to America. Who gave a damn? We're talking to you. The president talking about people that he invited, the other president that came to attend our program. So the president put everything together and talk about it. Instead, the president concentrating on the violence that took place on July 26th, when we're supposed to be celebrating. It is the right of Liberians, group of Liberians, to protest. Even one Liberian can protest. One can go and stand in the street with placard. They were not. It was a peaceful protest. And then another Liberians from the ruling party. And then we talk about honesty, integrity, empathy. The president lied again. The president lied to the country. Said there is no group within the CDC called COP. But we saw Tamakoji talking to CDC COP, Summit 12, Bill Tuare. All these guys are speaking with them and they're having press conferences. They even gave him an honorary doctorate degree from the CDC COP. The president even gave them car to move around. The chairman of the party recognized them. They're all over the place. The president said there is no group in the CDC called COP. Why should a leader lie to the nation in a daylight? To even mention the boy that was victimized. And today I see some people who criticize it, saying that nobody's supposed to arrest everybody. Why would you want to arrest Soup students because they had a peaceful protest? And some of you guys don't know that Soup been protesting for a long time. Soup stood with CDC for the last 12 years to protest. Soup. All the kids that you see today, they were all sedition. They were all sedition. They stood with CDC for 12 years harassing Madame Salif because they wanted change. But because you refuse to implement what you promised, that is why they are disenchanted. That is why seditions, people who have been victimized in Liberia, are all seditions. They voted for this government. Overwhelmingly, they were happy. They believed that it was going to change. Things were going to change around. President Weah was going to do everything within his power. But he disappointed the people. We cannot give President Weah another term. It's nothing personal. President Weah is not Liberia. Liberia is not President Weah. President Weah, he was just elected to be the messenger, to be the spokesman for Liberia. Leaders open doors. Leaders come in when times are tough on the people. Where is the empathy? I expect President Weah to have that empathy, to understand what it means to go to bed without food. But sometimes when we tell you guys that President Weah never went through hardship compared to some of us, you think that we lied. Because you don't know history. You have never followed your leaders where they're coming from. You only look at the future of the leaders. Some of you people look at Mr. Alex Cummings, where he is today, but you refuse to look to see where he's coming from. You refuse to look to see where President Weah coming from. You give false information, and then you want to compare. When President Weah, the day President Weah wore a jersey to play football in his life, things change. President Weah had the opportunity. He went to school free of charge. In fact, President Weah went to Gibson the same year he went to LMA Scarborough. And that same year he went to Muslim Congress. And the following year he went to West Hostel. Free. F-R-E-E. Free. While some of us were selling bread for our mom then to hustle before we can go. When President Weah started from the survivor and whatsoever, when he wore that yellow and blue jersey, President Weah had a job. President Weah was working with LTC. When President Weah wore that red, white, and blue, President Weah was getting thousands of dollars from President Doe. It was George Weah, Pee Wee Bestman, James Deba, Joe Namwe, because Doe was a fanatic when it came to football. So President Weah never went through hardship. By 1988, President Weah was about to go pro, semi-pro. He went to Cameroon after the LFA 50th anniversary. He went to Cameroon. They signed him up with a $30,000 contract. On his way back, Africa Sports signed President Weah up with $66,000 contract. It was a double jeopardy. It was a tough thing. Everybody was worried that they were going to suspend President Weah at the time, George Manuel Weah Upon. They were going to suspend him. But when he listened, everybody said, listen, it's rather for you to go to Cameroon. Don't look at the 66. Take the 30,000. And then Ambassador Capet was, according to the, I don't know whether it's confirmed, $30,000 signing bonus were gone. Disappeared. President Doe took care of Mr. Withe on that issue. 6 months into a semi-professional playing for Tonnerre Clara Club along with Kofi Abre, Claude Leroy, the Cameroonian national team coach, contacted Arsenal Wenger, said, I got a guy here for you. They went to Cameroon and saw George Weah. $265,000 was given to Tonnerre to transfer George Manuel Weah from Tonnerre to Monaco. Enter Monaco. Monaco team was fit. It was okay. But Monaco were on their way to Iceland. That is where George Manuel Weah played his first game for Monaco. In Iceland, they play against Reykjavik. And when they brought George Weah in, he scored a goal from 30 yards in Iceland. And George Weah was on his way to the second team. And God could have it. Mark Headley at the time was the number 9 God height. So George Weah was in the right place at the right time. When blessing follow you, it follow you. And from that day, George Weah was the player of Lone Star and Monaco number 9. But let me go back to Liberia. George Weah used to play number 7 when he came to IE. And sometimes I see people talk about IE and Barrow. George Weah played for Barrow. George Weah never registered with Barrow in the LFA League. George Weah played all season game for Barrow. And IE took him. One of the games that we played, we beat Barrow in Buchanan. Ball Cooper man that game. We beat Barrow 1-0. George Weah played against IE. At the time, well, and from there we took George Weah. But George Weah registered with IE. The 85, the 85, 86, 86, 87 leagues. 87, who was the MVP? James Diba, highest scorer MVP. 1987, George Weah was the highest scorer and MVP. At that time, we had the likes of Alexander Chinnikin. That most of the goals that George Weah scored at the time came from the Alexander Chinnikin. Then we brought in Mana Peter. Mana Peter came on the practice ground that day. He looked at George Weah. He said, no, this man is number 9 player. If I'm wrong, let somebody challenge me on that. George Weah used to play number 7. Mana Peter, when he took over IE, he put George Weah in the middle, number 9. He said, you're not going to play no number 7 because from the way George Weah played, when he get the ball, he come in. He come in. And at that time, the IE team, we had some people who joke, who say the first substitution on IE all the time was Kai Jebo. Because when George Weah was playing that Kai Jebo couldn't play number 7 again. So, but later on, Kai Jebo started coming in second half. So you see, things change. And George Weah never went to hustle in Europe. From there, he went to PSG, and Paris Saint-Germain. So his life, he never understood or felt poverty. Maybe when he was coming up after Mr. Weah died, and you know, Mom Mary and Omar Brown, his paternity grandmother, she had a lot of children that used to come in her house. And George Weah was one of those. George Weah man left him with the Omar. That's George Weah biological man. God bless him. Nobody can take your blessing from you. That is what God gave him, that gift. He could play with anybody who went to an academy. George Weah never went to the academy. But he was gifted. And he went afar. But Liberia, because we lack everything, we look at one popular man will carry you. When we like you, we'll follow you. If we can look at Kalos, You kill my man, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. That George we kill nobody man and pa, they will not vote for him. If Liberian people can look at George, look at Charles Taylor, and say, you kill my man, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. You know who brought that slogan on? That the educated people, the one that who went to school, they the one started singing that song, and the illiterate man pick it up. That's how they fool you. Because Liberians were just dumb. I would not put myself in that one because I never voted for Charles Taylor. And Liberian people fell in love with George Weah. Oh, the politician fails, but we get one man we like. So you voted for George Weah. Don't feel bad. You saw yourself in him. You believed that it was the change. But no, it was the end and it was the beginning of the change. Because his role models were crooks. He saw President Doe stealing money. He saw President Doe giving him thousands of dollars. He saw President Doe, when they go in President Doe office, they got the bags. They got money sitting. President Doe just put his hands and gave. He saw it. And then he president. Now, what you expect? What do you expect? He would do the same thing. Like we owe him, yes. So they're using your money, millions of dollars, to lobby just to save their names. They're not lobbying to save Liberia. They're lobbying to save an individual. Okay, good. So that's all I'm going to tell you. Come 2023, you can't help it. Don't be surprised. It's not that America is stupid. America is not. But America wants you to stand up. America wants you to speak out. You are the one who going through the hardship and the pain. But if you don't speak out, then trust me, they got something to say. If the capable are not, is not available, the available becomes what? Capable. When no police in the town, the boss call will take over. Yeah. Why are they behind this government? For corruption. The LCC boss, I just found out that they audit the report. Got a lot of names in there. That is why he said he feared his life. To my surprise, even they have Zoga Wilson name in there concerning the stadium. They have Bill Tuare name in there. The woman refused for them to use that money. When the woman left, Summit 12 went in there and took, I think it was a $5 million, and they decided to use it. And when this LACC boss did the report, because they expect him to be a corrupt guy too, that's what they want from him, because he's on NPP sedition, so they expect him to follow. He refused. That is why they came out now. They're going to fire every one of them. Trust me. They say you will reapply for your job. You know when you reapply, you're not getting it back. So it's not a 10-year position anymore. And the agriculture minister, I just found out, since she refused to take responsibility, so she herself, she's into problem. But she got all her documents. The thing is so embarrassing when you just read a little bit. It's so embarrassing. The names that are in there, people who took that money, you won't believe it. Including the president name is in there. For the first time, the president said he want to fight corruption. And he want to fight, 1 minute, guys. The president said he want to fight corruption. For the first time, President Weah trying to fire, because indirectly fire his LACC boss for doing the right thing. And while President Reagan fired the agriculture minister, he can't do it. He can't. He cannot fire her. No way he can fire her. No way. Guys, we need a new government in Liberia. 2023, they will try to intimidate you. And this is their strategy. They will intimidate you, and the voting will not, there will be no turnout. And they will show up. Don't let them scare you. Don't let them scare you. Don't let them scare you. Stay there and vote. Deviata Brown and others, this election is the most crucial election in our history. And this election will make your family name better or damaged for life. The deputy commissioner, all the deputy commissioners, this election, if you guys play with it, your family, Liberians will not forget them for the rest of their life. And I don't know how. Do not follow, don't listen to say, oh, Emma Hammond did it. Emma Hammond's grandfather was the election commissioner in Liberia, I think 47, 1 year, when Barclay won the election and stole the election. Now, Emma Hammond, who gave the election to Doe in 1985, that was his grandfather. And that election is in the Guinness World Book of Record. But it was then. Now, don't damage your family. They are Liberians. You shouldn't mess up their name, that name, and when they go look for job or business and they say, oh, and you Deviata Brown Lasana daughter or son who put us into the mess today. Please, integrity, honesty, empathy is the key to a good leader or good manager. Yeah. Again, CPP is a gateway, my people, to a better government. The CPP is open to everyone. If you are there before, you can stay, come back. We must stand together. I want to clear something out. We are not attacking each other, but we must correct other people. You know, some Liberians are still in that state of mind that Liberia is a corrupt place. It cannot be changed. Some people believe that because the president or the standard bearer is the one who got the money, so he controls the political party. No. I listened to my brother Henry today, and I'm surprised at Dr. Kasser. I'm surprised at Dr. Kasser. He showed his political weakness to put up a statement and send it to Costa to read. Dr. Kasser, one of your brother-in-law watching me here, worry about your problems in Liberia. You are not PLP, and PLP is not Kasser. You want to be the standard bearer, and you got the money. That is why you spend that. One man, whether you brought the idea up to open up to form a political party, it is not your property. ANC is not the property of Alex Cummings. Alex Cummings will not go around to lobby with people with political parties to join. The party chairman, the party executive, two parties will connect. They will negotiate. They will come out with terms. Then they get to their respective political leaders, and if it's good or not, then they will still continue to talk. So if you put up a statement, don't forget, I got the political leader has a veto power. But every constitution that I know, I might be wrong or right. Every constitution, any document, laws, where there's a veto power, there is an override. That executive committee can still override that veto, because when you send it to them, they can veto it and they can send it back. They can vote majority. So nobody should make the look. So whether they never said Dr. Kiase has a veto power. They said the political leader has a veto power. He's the political leader. But is he still the political leader, or he was suspended, or they put him aside because of the situation? You can stay in America to control the party back home. Mr. Cummings got nothing to go and talk to Dana Kiase on. Nothing. They wrote the party. Mr. Cummings got no intention to even allow Mr. Dana Kiase to be his vice president. If Mr. Cummings is looking for a vice president, and he knows that the political leader in that party might be one of my favorite, then I start to make that negotiation. That one, it got nothing to do with the party. It has nothing to do with the party. It has nothing to do with the party. So I listened to another guy call and say, and the ANC people, they ain't got no shame. Dr. Kiase in trouble, and then they're negotiating. Dr. Kiase is not PLP. Whether he got the money or not, in Liberia, the man with the biggest box is the one who will be stand-up bearer or political leader. They don't put poor people there. They don't raise money. They don't raise money. So all political parties are corporations. They were incorporated. So you're not holding the party because Dr. Kiase in trouble in America. He got ankle bracelet. He cannot go to Liberia. So PLP should remain because the political leader in jail. When Mr. Cummings was going to court, ANC was still operating. They were still doing their stuff. Because if you sue ANC, you're not suing Mr. Cummings. If you sue PLP, you're not suing the political leader. But the political leader of PLP got his problem in America. Dr. Kiase, sit down and concentrate on your problem. When you finish and go back to Liberia, you can talk, or they will show you some respect and they will let you know what's going on. But don't think that Mr. Alex Cummings will even think about it, say, oh, let me bring Dr. Kiase to be vice president. Hell, no way. No way. Mr. Cummings, from the corporate world, you from the same America make some money and you fall in trouble with America, you got that record on your head. Until you can be clear out, shut your damn mouth from politics for now. You just show how weak and anxious you are. I'm not disrespecting you. I know some of your people there, but for you to go out and put a statement and send it to because Costa blasted at you yesterday. Costa blasted at you yesterday. So today now, you put a statement and you send copy. The same Costa that was running your stuff, he told us how you get anchor on your foot. Anchor bracelet. Whether it's a monitoring device or whatsoever, like somebody say, and so he said, no, this is the same thing. That means you can't go anywhere far. Concentrate on it. And why you put out a statement? Why? You expect this LP, you already built it. Concentrate on what you're going through. You're a businessman. When you go put it, say, and don't forget, and the political leader has a veto power. Yes. Everywhere The political leader, not because they say the president of Liberia has a veto power. The president of America has a veto power. When the president veto, it goes right back. The Senate, the representative, they override it if they want to do it. They did it to Barack Obama. They did it to Barack Obama. So if you veto something, that executive can come back. The that your committee, your people, they can even expel you from the party. They did it to Prince Johnson. They did it to Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson, first political party, he was expelled, and he was the founding member of it. The executive committee came out and expelled him. How he formed the second party. So please, do not misinform our people. And when I listen to the show, for some reason, I've been getting the show. But when I go into work, I said, let me just take a lot to see, because Henry Costa saying that he's all for peace. Since he's all for peace, I want to listen to his show, how he's going to present himself. But he's not attacking ANC now. Listen, we will still attack each other. We will still argue, but we should not go personal. You understand? UP was negotiating with the same party. They were negotiating. Dr. Kiase was in America, in Liberia, delayed. They were waiting for him here. He came. They arrested him. They were still negotiating. Dr. Kiase maybe apparently was trying to use his Lofa County connection and say, you know what, I will talk to my people to switch over to the Omen because from the same county. They were one time thinking that Dr. Kiase was going to run for Lofa County senator, to run in our Senate race. Then Labour UP are going to support him. Also, there was, what they will do, Dr. Kiase will be the minister of health, and they all will come together. And they were still negotiating. The people decided to accept the invitation from CPP and ANC to negotiate. To negotiate. But the negotiation, Dr. Kiase, your name is not even on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10 as a possible vice president. And your name is not even on the list as a cabinet minister until you can clear yourself with this country. Ellis Cummings will never, I trust him, will not look at Dr. Kiase and give him any cabinet positions when he's not clear from this country. So all you need to do is to concentrate, solve this problem. I'm in sympathy and empathy. I'm empathizing with you. You're a businessman. Things happen. You're not the first person. But for you to go and put up a statement and talking about, I got veto power, I think you disrespected your entire party like they do. Why you make them chairman? Why? Why you give them the responsibility as chairman, vice chairman, whatsoever? And I heard somebody, the ANC people, I know we have asked Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings, do not negotiate with parties. That's not a job. That's not the job of the stand-up bearer. As much as the stand-up bearer wants vice president also, that's not his job. If you want to help, he can help. But the stand-up bearer don't need to call Dr. Kiase and say, Kiase, my man, I want to talk to you. I want for your party to come to me. It don't work that way. So, Henry, you're wrong on that one. The political leader, yes, they got the money. Yes, they are the founder, but they're not the owner. Owner stupid people will like, Bernard Ure think that Bernard Ure is not the owner. But if they want to expel Bernard, they can expel him as a political leader. They can expel Mr. Cummings from ANC as a political leader. And they can do the same to Dr. Kiase. They all got veto power. Don't listen. They don't have to spell it out to say, yes, if you or veto, if you say the man got 100% veto power, if you veto it, nobody can counter. That means it makes no sense to get chairman. That means you run the party. But wherever there's a veto power, because when they bring it, and you won't satisfy, you can say no. They will take it back again and insist majority and say, listen, Mr. PL, this is what we want. You can't stop it. So, Henry, that veto power, maybe please look at it good and do not misinform the people on the veto power. The president of Liberia has a veto power. It can be override. The president of United States has a veto power. But PLP decided to put it in the constitution to say, yes, you got a veto power. Every political leader has a veto power, but they can override. Sometimes they will put it in the constitution clear. Sometimes they don't put it in there. So if Dr. Cassette said no, the body can still come back and say, no, Cassette, this is what we want. But if you say the political leader has 100% veto power, that means it makes no sense to get a chairman, co-chair, or to get anybody to run the day-to-day affairs. That's not no public corporation. It's a political party. Yeah. So, I know you're not feeling good about it. We stay negotiating with plenty of people. We stay negotiating. If you ask me, even Moda come to see people, we're taking. Mo Ali come to see people, we will take them. Whether Mo Ali or liar, we will take them. It may you vex than your business. We will take whosoever. And I can't wait for Mr. Billington to be the chairperson, the chairman for CPP 2023. And Alex Cummings, the presumptive standard bearer. And he and others, we will negotiate, we will vet and find a vice president. You might not like the vice president, but that's it. Politics is politics. It's not a religion. President Withe must leave 2023, and he should turn the country over. We should have a peaceful transition, just how Ellen Johnson did it, that how President Withe should do it. That's it. And to be frank, one man, only one candidate in Liberia who speaking, who has the agenda, who is prepared and ready any day, anytime, is Alexander Cummings. Who telling you what he will do on day one? Do you still want to run on a blank check? Do you still want to sit and look at President Withe and tell you about the pro-poor agenda when they have never been used? Do you still want to sit under President Withe to see other people coming in again to steal, to continue? Because if you give President Withe another term, that means you're telling him now he can sell the entire country because he will not be running again for the third term. It is not a law that he must go 2 terms. His second term based on his performance from his first term. President Withe get a good release when you listen to it. But that release was all about President Withe. He tell you about how he was invited. President Withe invited to America. They invited other presidents to America. Look, President Withe can go in the White House and sit with George Bush and Joe Biden. It still will not make a difference. Maybe he will expose himself more than even staying far off. It still make no difference. America made friends with who? Saddam Hussein, then Gaddafi. In less than 2-3 years, they got rid of him. So if America got something on you, whether you lobby or you lobby, that just to get it for free money, because that money coming from Africa, America will not say nothing. The people will pay their own taxes here. Uncle Sam is all about the Benjamin. The first thing the lobbyists register in America, whatever $1 million they collect from outside, they pay their taxes. America ain't got problem. They can hire, you can hire anybody. You can even hire a criminal in America. Once that man will pay his taxes and that money is legit coming from a government, that's it. They call them lobbyists. In Liberia, they are criminals, they are rogues, because you know what? They don't pay taxes. But yet they get good name for them lobbyists. So corruption is here too. But they make it legal. They say, oh, and you don't want to hire the man. You see, the lobbyists are not living in Liberia. They don't know. You say, my man, listen, man, your country will want you to do something. They want post censure on this guy, and we don't want it. How much you think it will cost? It's like you go into a lawyer and you explain to the lawyer that you killed. You must tell the lawyer the truth. Then the lawyer will tell you if I can fight the case or not. Then the lawyer will tell you if I can fight the case. But at the same time, some lawyer cannot fight the case, but they won't get paid. They say, I will try my best. So they can try their best and still might get beyond sanction, or they will do it, and then when you look, my name is out. So there are a lot of people who fighting for their names. Lot. If you take my name from there, your name American need to take out Ben Ayure name from there too. Because my get a brawl. The people just laughing at us. Corruption is the order of the day. And let me just touch on the soup business again. It still bothers me why young people, I saw the picture that they posted. They took this thing and they tied the kid. They put it in his mouth and tied him up and took his picture and put it on social media. You know, when cockroach ready to die, it will go in the ray or bottle. The bottle sitting down, or the gallon, it will crawl and enter, and it will start to lick the oil. It's not coming back outside again. Ben believe talk about poker robbers and whosoever, all the guys, they walking, they acting like they are military guys. I can say militant. Look at what put them in trouble today. Look at what? July 26th. Counter protests. Because the people going to the embassy, and the embassy already gave President Weah invitation. Then they got it, one goes explain. Maggie say, you take care of them. And they say, yes, we got the order and we implement the orders. If that kid dies, no matter where you go, you run from America, then Liberia, you go to Guinea, you go wheresoever, they will find you. They will bring you back to Liberia. The family will fight charges because the record is there. Because we got one of the worst police. It is the right of the police to arrest. Even if, you see, people don't know this thing. If someone right now, if the police is on the scene, you see, Chris Rock issue was different. If somebody slapped me, if I don't file charges but the police were not there, the police will not get involved. If the police on the scene and it's happening and the police see it, the police will arrest the aggressor or arrest anyone. But there was some police guy that were laughing. And it was all in this country. If it's on social media, the police can arrest you. The police have gone behind people who play with gun on Facebook, and they had an illegal gun and they arrested them. Some of them were smoking weed. They went after them. So the family will file charges. Not because Prince Johnson still moving around in the town. I mean, when you do the kind of thing, you think you can move around. If that boy die, you're finished. Poker Robert called Custer today, and were trying to justify. Anyway, he said, oh, I'm going, let the Lord take a course and blah, blah, blah. And you, Henry Costa, you sent us to burn this and burn that. I don't give a damn about it. I don't give a damn. Because of your greediness. Poker have asked me for money, I gave it to him. He said he was sick. One time he sent a picture with his foot swelling, and I saw the whole body swelling up. I never had nothing. I gave him $75. I fell for him because he harassed, and I gave it to him. I help other people. I don't care where you're from. And I knew he was seditious. I knew he was seditious. It's not because he was not in the CPP. But he begged, he asked me, and I helped him. But before then, he had asked me for things. I never even paid more money. I just remember things now. But if someone send you, I saw the photo, I saw the picture he sent. I saw whether it can be old picture or new picture, but his whole body, it was not a dark picture anyway. So guys, Liberians, we need to buckle up. You guys are doing everything. You're doing everything. The country is tough. The country is hard. It will not be a walk in, like Mr. Parker said, UP will defeat CDC like a piece of cake. Well, I cannot tell you, say ANC will defeat anybody as a piece of cake. It's a work. It's a working process. And we will work. More endorsement on the way. More endorsement. Okay, let me look at the comments. So, General, what is the CPP plan for us? The CPP will be in the 2023 election. The CPP is open to every Liberian. Other parties will join. The CPP, we should be thankful that the leader, the person who's going to head the CPP is Mr. Cummings. And I will tell you, transparency, honesty, integrity will be order of the day, law and order. So no one should think that you will see. Look, we might be, sometimes we look at people and say they are corrupt. But if they are ever been prosecuted, I will tell you today, if you ever been prosecuted in Liberia for stealing, you can work in on Mr. Cummings. He don't hide it. You will not work under Mr. Cummings. You understand? Because we still have to give the president the power to appoint and for people to vet you and go through whatsoever, not to just take you from anywhere and push you there. But Liberia will be better. Rebecca, how are you, ma? We are. How are you, Marilla? How's everything? Thank you. Share the video. Okay, Emmanuel Bala. No, Emmanuel. Don't act like the other Liberians. Emmanuel is saying, in general, in order for any opposition to remove a sitting leader, that person should provide job opportunity for citizens. You are lying. And I will say publicly, that's a lie. Removing or running for office, it got nothing of you creating jobs. But when you talk about creating jobs, no one person in Liberia can. Now, if you talk about then why the Liberian people refuse to elect Mr. Ure? Ure is the #1 job creator when it comes to citizens in Liberia. Why the Liberian people never vote for him? They voted for Joshua, who never created what? Joshua had an ordinary business like any other Liberians that went down. In fact, it was just a front for them to enjoy and pay people and take care of certain businesses in Liberia. President Ria had a football team that went down and was done. But listen, Ellis Cummings create jobs. Ellis Cummings Foundation is a non-for-profit, but everybody who worked there, they are on salary. They are on a real salary. It's not a voluntary thing. So that one, the school that Ellis Cummings built and been supporting that school since 2016, they got teachers, principals, they got janitors, they got everything. They got scholarship because you got to be certain that I know school where because one ANC man supporting Mr. Cummings, and that school got nothing to do with the Cummings with ANC. Yes. They are on salary. Mr. Cummings got people who work for him directly in his compound. Oh, you don't know? You think that house that Mr. Cummings built, you think who built it? You think that white man? You think that Ghana man built it? No. So you see, Emmanuel Bala, you are wrong. You are still sleeping. That is why we push good people aside. Charles Gange Taylor never created job. But just by bringing war and killing people, we voted for him. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf never created one job before she became president. She brought war and we voted for her. George Manneh, we have never created one job. No. He had a business like any other person. He had a radio station, just how Cool FM is operating. Just how Bruce Allen radio station operating. He had a nightclub that was operating free because whenever he came on, there's no money. Adnan had to leave. He had a small sports shop that Mario Hoff and others were there and they were not making money. So he created 0 jobs, but we make him president. Then you telling me why Ellis Cummings didn't create jobs? Do you think Ellis Cummings can, even if Ellis Cummings want to be a businessman to open his big business, you think he will give all Liberians jobs? What about Ure, who the local Ghana, the citizen, who employ more people? You ain't making president. Why are you making Ure president? Emmanuel, stop it. Do not live like that. You can't come on social media and still be putting all things. Even President Weah, who's the president, he create no job. So giving somebody a government job is not job creation now. So let me educate you small. The government cannot create job. Government is supposed to be very small. Government create avenues for companies to come in to create jobs. Joshua met Mentor Steel and that Joshua brought it. All the companies in that brought Joshua met them there. So it's not to say they ain't create no jobs. They promise 2 million jobs, nothing. Where are the companies? Where are the jobs? Even as president, because of bad policy, because of corruption. So don't say I'm gonna create job for the people. So even if I create job and I get 200 person working for me, they get plenty of Liberians who got people working for them. They create jobs. They got people building houses for them. They're creating jobs. I mean, Imaya Bala, man, sometimes you can really you're still living like the old Liberians that we know a damn thing and think that you're supposed to bribe the citizen to vote for you. By right, what's up, Joseph? By right, you need to do a damn thing. When you need to ask, I thought you were going to ask how Mr. Cummings will create jobs. What are the plans for Mr. Cummings to improve the educational system? What are the plans for Mr. Cummings for us to have a good electricity? But don't go nowhere. I'm sure you have listened to Mr. Cummings' platform. He have said it over and over, and he been preaching it since 2016. He either upgraded it or consistent. He is the most consistent politician that I have ever seen in my life, Alex Cummings. So just because of Emmanuel, I will play the 5 watts and half of Mr. Cummings, so you will understand that this man telling you this is what we can do as a nation. As a nation.
Mr. Cummings, Alexander Cummings, keep on the explode.
The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool.
And Mongo J say I promoting Mr. President because the president is corrupt and will vote against the president. This election, the problem in Liberia is President Withe. So if you think I'm promoting President Withe, so be it. Mongo J, seditions, they die hard. The 25% they can stay there. Yeah. So they can't change. They are not recruited nobody yet. So recruiting one person, it makes not different for you. You recruit one, you recruit more.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health.
I will bring it back. Let me answer Willie. You know, some of these comments, it's very important that we answer them because I believe today that the thing they call wisdom or age, the age of Methuselah has not to do the wisdom of Solomon. Because our role models make us to understand that Liberians should go home. If I go to Liberia today and build 4, 5, 6 houses in a compound and rent them out, who it benefits? It benefits me. It benefits me. Do you know the role of, I can tell you, I can give you a little common sense responsibility of the Liberian government. Common sense that you will understand quick. The role of the government, the first thing, the president took oath to protect and defend the Constitution of Liberia against foreign and domestic, to protect every citizen. The government responsibility is to produce schools. The government responsibility is to make sure that we have a good health system. The government build roads. Nobody asks the government to build houses for them. The government demarcate, draw up the plans, but make sure the streets are all there. Then the citizen will build whatever they want to build. If you say you cannot put zinc shack here, you can't put zinc shack because the government is the regulatory system. They are the one that regularize everything. Now the government encourages business people to come in and invest. Whether you Liberian, whether you foreigner. You understand? So if I go to Liberia and build my house, it's a development. But who it benefits? Thomas Fala builds schools and build whatsoever, it benefits him. The money goes to him. If he dies today, the money goes to his family, that the property. Why you're naive? Why you guys are so limited? Because you don't go. I'm saying you're not educated. And when I say limited, that means you stop to this place and your mind is set. You think opposition, no opposition there to create job. That's not a responsibility. That's not the responsibility of opposition to create jobs. Opposition do not collect taxes. Opposition do not make appointment. Opposition don't represent the government. Anything, they talk to them. So as a citizen, as you just do what are supposed to do, and the government just steal the taxes that are paid. Mr. Cummings, I don't know about other people, but everybody who work with Cummings, they pay taxes. They got a whole payroll system. It's not just to pay people by cash and you walk out. No. They got a whole payroll system. I'm telling you. And Mr. Cummings paid taxes to government for his houses. I don't say house, I say houses. Y'all don't know that Cummings get houses in Liberia. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know how many people working for Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings gave contracts to Liberian businesses to clean the pool every year, to make sure they clean this one, or to fix the electrician and whatsoever. So I'm telling you now that his own business is not benefiting nobody. It's not benefiting. But the people who working for him, that's it. If you want to fire them, he will fire them. That's his business. Hey, Liberian people. That's why our government still, because to you now, you believe that, instead of all talking to the government, we should go in like. Do you know why Liberians who used to ship to Liberia, shipping to Guinea? You ask yourself the question. Liberians were shipping directly to Liberia with their containers. Now, they ship to Guinea, Sierra Leone, and they drive to Liberia and pay they want to the border. You know why? You ask yourself that question. Who responsible is the government? If the government is not corrupt, is not correct, you will not do nothing. You can't go to the justice ministry and do anything. Business people come, we steal from there, they leave. We take money from there, we're out there even getting the first profit, and they leave. Amen. Willie Livingstone. Willie Stanley Livingstone. I bet you when you check the guy got a master's degree. When you check him, you might got PhD. You might got BSc. But look what comes from out of him. You say politician promise, that's truth. Everybody who run for office promise. You must make promise. It's better to make promise than not to make promise. If you don't make promise, if you don't put yourself on record, then it will not happen. But they got people who just speak. We agree, politicians are liars. That's why I don't go to a typical politician. That's why people look at Joshua. He was not a typical politician. But Joshua role models were crooks. President Doe was a crook. So we try everybody. We had the settlers for 133 years. We killed them. And the government came and the military came and killed 13, overthrew them. We brought in a military government. We brought in a military trained civilian. We came with rebels. We had an interim government. We brought in a council member. We voted for a rebel. Then we came with a civilian for 12 years. And then we went to the least men that we say footballer were grown-up people. We make them president. So Liberia have gone through the cycle. If we can go through all these things, don't you think that Mr. Cummings qualified to be president? Don't you think that Tiawan Gonglo qualified to be president or Joe Bwaka qualified? You think if President Weah, who he do nothing himself, will make him president, don't you think that the other people are more qualified too? Don't you think they qualify? Don't you think Liberians can vote for them? Then you say, they don't. My man, I beg you, please, please. I'm eating watermelon. Okay, let me go back to Ellis Cummings.
Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today.
You said Mr. Cummings answered that question, and which is true. Mr. Cummings have answered. They asked Mr. Cummings why you can't bring investors. Why should Mr. Cummings bring investors? He's not opening a business, but to bring investors. And bringing investors, it is not your investor. You want to encourage them to come in. They will sit with the government. They will talk with the government. The people say, well, your government not correct. We heard about XYZ went to Liberia already. So I'm living in a house. I know the house is not correct. I know my brother not correct, or my sister, or my pa. Then I should bring somebody from outside to say, go talk to my pa. Let's go do business with my pa. No. No. Even Liberians who are taking businesses to Liberia, the government official buy. I know Liberians who took investors to Liberia, and government officials bypass them and tell the businessman, say, listen, we'll do it for you, but take that man's name off the list. You do know that? And the people are not leaving. There are a lot of investors who went to Liberia when George Weah took over. They went to Jamaica Resort and never went back. They asked for money up front. When George Weah took over, people went to Liberia and spent $200,000, $400,000 without even getting nothing to start the business with, and they left. So Mr. Cummings encouraging investors to go to Liberia is like you recommending somebody. You cannot recommend anybody to a man to a group that you know that will fail when you already seen it. You understand? But Mr. Cummings himself investing in Liberia. He got houses that benefiting him. He got people working for him. He not even getting no profit from out of it, but it's working for him. Because his security, his driver, his cook, and everything. And the other companies that are working for him. And people who build his stuff. So Mr. Cummings answer that question, you know. But if you come out here and say you don't have to be president to develop, oh, stop it. Don't stop it. I just got 1 acre. I got 2 acres. What are you going to do? They got other Liberians who don't have money to build. They got Liberians who want to build, but they don't got money. They got Liberians who want to build. People took their land. They got Liberians who want to build because they're not making power. He took the man's land and they in court. But the role of the government to protect the people, all the government need to do, you must build schools, government schools. Private people will build the schools too. And also, government subsidize private schools. So the private schools will not be too expensive. You know what I'm saying? Government build the roads in all the communities and pave it. Government provide electricity, internet, and good drinking water. That's the government responsibility. If the government can't do it, they privatize it and they bring people in there to work. So some companies can come and open a water plant in Liberia and the government got a share. So you want to privatize it, you privatize it. Or some of the companies in America, the federal government or the state government got share in it. Although it's a private company, but the government gave them money too to make sure that it stands. If somebody going to Liberia right now, they got $5 million to open a business, to open a company. A good government will match that money just to keep that company open, to make sure they will get Liberians working there 50-50. That's what you do. They do it in America. They do it in America. Government responsibilities to build hospitals. We still build private hospitals, but also government subsidize the private hospital so you cannot refuse. And the people still pay to government hospitals. Government build all the roads. Now, if the government paved the road from Monrovia to Maryland by the way of Buchanan, Riverside, and going all the way, the other man will put a gas station on the road. If the man put a gas station on the road, I would say, oh, people will stop to buy gas. I will put my store right there so when they stop to buy gas, they can buy their grocery. The next thing, I will put a gas station on the road just with a mechanic shop because somebody might break down. Or I will put a hotel. But the government can also regularize it and make sure that on the main road, it should be decent property. Other countries do that. They tell you, say, no, you can't put no zinc shot on the main road. You go to Egypt, behind the big houses, they got some trash in Cairo. That's it. So if government do that at the same time, government regulates prices and other stuff as they come into the country, because Liberia is a small place. If you have an open market, it benefits the customers. The man with the cheap one will make the bill once you can pay the taxes. But you can't put more taxes on the people when they bring in goods. We got logs, we got diamonds, we got gold. We even got bauxite now in Liberia. People is there. Just negotiate fairly for the government to get a share. That's it. So citizen billing, citizen doing this, that's the government. Look at the poor building in Liberia. You go to some places, you can't even go in the backyard because you're going through another person's property. There's no car road. You don't even know where the road is. You don't know because who's responsible? The government. The government. They're responsible. Not the citizen. Yeah. Not the citizen, my brother. Yona Saba, you are right. Willie Stanley Livingstone is wrong. Wrong. All his argument here are challenging any day. He's wrong on it. He's wrong. He don't understand it. Some people think, let me tell you the fun. There's a guy who, this dude, smart, educated guy. He said, my man, what you need to do, ANC, the way Mr. Cummings got money, Mr. Cummings just need to open companies in all the counties. CPP, and your CPP people, you need to build schools and build hospitals and this and that. The people will say, oh, the people show the vote. I said, look at the guy for long. So I asked him, I said, which of the party you voted for in America? He said he voted for the Republican Party. I said, good. I said, show me one university that the Republican Party built. Show me a school that the Democratic Party built in the country. Show me one road that they paved. Only in Liberia, or educated man telling me that Ellis Cummings. So I said Barack Obama, George Bush, they open businesses before they voted for them. Why? They should open businesses. Then why we vote for Uri? Why they vote for Michael Doden and Gabriel Doden, who have logging companies and all? Tom Owude, Liberians. And these are the people, they are so-called, according to so-called educated people. These are people who got a degree and put it behind them. They think education. They think that ought to it. And lie to our people. And when they go home, they turn to be the most corrupt Liberians because they go there and say they are smarter than the people. Representatives, senators are not humanitarians. But they want you to go to them every day to beg for school fees and do this instead of them passing the bill that a government school would be good for everyone. But when they finish building schools, the other men build school are trouble. The representatives steal the money and build schools in the community. But the man, he's so damn corrupt. But the citizens say, oh, but the man built school. That school free? Is that school he built free? Tell me, Liberian people. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. You're right. But Willie, she ain't cost you now. She ain't cost you. I try to look and see where she insulted you at. And Willis and Livingstone, you ask a question, and I'm talking about Alex Cummings, and you say up politicians, you got to get in office before you develop and whatsoever. And I explained to you, I'm not saying that your question is stupid. I'm not saying that it's stupid. I'm not saying you're not the only person that said that. Liberians think that before you run for office, you should build X, Y, Z. But let me tell you, the number one people or any candidate that we need to handle first, if you're running for a representative in a district or representative, people in that district should know you in that district. If you're running for senators, people will still know you, but you will have to go to all the district. Representative, you go to one district. But that means that's the district you live in. That's the district that you live in. But it's not, I mean that because I'm running for district, I mean I can't run for senator. No. Because some people who believe in the strength that I want to run for senator of Montserrado County because I live in Montserrado, but I can make it. You got to go through 70 district. Other people say, you know what? I will just stick to the district. Other people say, you know what? I will run for president because I think I'm capable. I have the finance. You can be there are a lot of qualified people in Liberia who can run for president. But do you have the money to run for president? No. The campaign is money, transportation. You're dealing with 15 counties, 73 districts. You need cars in all these districts, motorbikes and whatsoever. You can get a political party. Your political party get money? No. They got political parties that got 1,000 votes in the whole country. The whole country. I will check and see what the lowest vote from a political party. So it mean that your question is stupid, I beg you. But when you ask this question, people will answer you in a way because people been saying it over and over. Oh, why Mr. Cummings can't do this? Then why we vote for Ure? Because Ure created a lot of jobs in Liberia. Whether he stole the money or not, he created jobs. No, my man. Livingstone, thank you first for acknowledging it. But all the questions, no question here is stupid. I only answer the question because a lot of people continue to make that mistakes. Let me tell you something. You see, God bless people with different gifts. For me, one thing I'm very good at, I pick people words. I pick your words when you're talking. There's certain things I would notice, other people will not notice it. The things that people will notice, sometimes I won't notice it. But when people talking, when you myself having conversation, as you speak, I ask you question from what you just said. Or sometimes I want to get details. But when I listened to your question, when I read your question was not talking about George Weah because George Weah is a sitting president. So you're talking about other people who running for president, but on this platform, 90% of the time is with Cummings. So for Cummings to create job, that's why I was listing things that Cummings created. But Cummings cannot take individual, take his friends to Liberia and say, let's go. When Cummings already seen it from other people crying. You know, but it is not the role of opposition to bring jobs to the country. It's not the role of the opposition. They're not a business. Because if that opposition bring pressing, you know, if the government is doing good, some people will try to use you and say, oh, let's go, man, you can come to Liberia and operate. Even the own Liberians who carry business, they can't make it. They're killing them with taxes. So it means that answer them to the best of your knowledge. You have a little there. Okay, I'm sorry, Stanley. And she just said you broke man. She ain't cost you like that. I know. No, my man. You're not the only person that asked such a question. I don't know your degree. I say, I know you got degree. There's no way I'm looking at your writing. I know you're a smart man. And I know where you speak from. A lot of people say that thing. A lot of people say it. That, oh, why the opposition can create jobs. Look at CDC when they were opposition. They didn't build schools. The ruling party, election coming next year. They just finished with the technical school. And that technical school, who's supposed to attend that school? Only sedition. No, I respect that. You have the experience, but getting a look, I just said something. The age of Methuselah has not do the wisdom of Solomon. There are people who believe that the time we take to argue with the government was supposed to be doing things. But at the same time, there are people who were doing things in Liberia and this regime failed. They tried, they can't make it anymore. There are people who are in Liberia doing business. They got no choice but to come back to America to work because the business failed and they start to go after them. They start to go after people politically because I never supported you, so now I don't have contract anymore. I mean, Modad, number one, he couldn't get contracts. He can't get contract from the government because, oh, that your CDC poll finished and this and that. People do all that all the time. Your UP people, you're done, so I can't give you contract. And now you're supporting XYZ. If you come to my party, that means everything starts. You know, so I'm not saying I don't have the experience, but she's just trying to tell you that's a woman, man. You see, because she called you a broke man, to be frank, the only good thing I'm watching the conversation, it is not insults that will go beyond. You are a broke man. She's saying that you say it a different way, but she gave her opinion. And to be frank, it's not opposition who creates the job. Please. So let's just have a civil. You know? I am totally ashamed of you. You sit in public space and declare people wrong. Yeah, I say it and I stand by it from your post. From your post, it's wrong. To run for office, I did not to pave no road in Liberia. I only need to tell people what I would do. They ask me the question, what you want to do? If I was there before, then you say, but what you did? You were representative. What you did? Show us some of the things. It is the right of every Liberian to contest for public office. It is a privilege to serve. But because of our people in the system, if I want to go to Liberia to run, I must do something for them to see me. That is why some people in America today, they ain't yet, look, y'all will see how many people will run for office 2029 if God gave them long life. Y'all will see other people who will run for office, some people planning for 2030, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 30, 36. We might not be alive. There are people who are planning. People already in America doing things in Liberia, in the district, in their counties. They are doing things because that's the norms, that's the regular thing. But we're sitting there, we're looking at representatives building schools. This is the first time I see government are not building public schools, but government officials building schools, building houses for themselves. To tell you that you will not have the opportunity to run for any office because you won't do nothing. But that's your money. You see that? So I can stay in public. You see, let me tell you this thing. When you're on a forum like this, I can tell you you're wrong or you're right. There's nothing wrong with it. So if I say you're right, it's good. If I say I disagree with you, it's the same as you're wrong. But again, if I was sitting with my boss in a meeting and my boss said something that is wrong, I would never tell him it's wrong. I would say, Chief, your idea is not bad, but can you think, I got another way. You think we can try this one too? That's what you do to your boss. Again, you can tell your boss in public that you're wrong. But hey, this is a public forum. You are wrong. And when you listen, when you see all the other comments, you tell you that your statement you made is wrong. I don't want you to say that opposition responsibility to create jobs. That's not a responsibility. It is not a responsibility. If the government can create jobs, like opposition to create jobs, government need to create the avenues for everybody to be able to create jobs, whether foreigner or Liberians to create jobs. That's it. Oh, really, man. You too, you got thin skin. Leave the woman alone too. Why you cussing you, man? That lady book Benny that I want you getting fair for. Uh, okay, Willie Stanley Livingston, he said, myself, an ANC person, just so you know, I know you, Mona, Allen, J. Moss, and many top people, including Mr. Cummings. I know Mr. Cummings is development oriented and has done many things even while he is not president. Now, Willie, 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 you're not testing anybody feelings. But one thing I would say for me, I don't speak out of emotion. I don't speak because I want to. If you are an ANC person, the time you take to ask for it, maybe you won't know how the people feel. I think you know how they feel right now. At least you got the answer to tell you, say, listen, Mr. Cummings is not the one who does a great job. You know the answer of Mr. Cummings. You know how Mr. Cummings answered that particular question. Oh, Mr. Cummings, why you had to run for president? Why you couldn't just do your business? Because of country first. If things were good in Liberia, I believe, and I will quote Mr. Cummings, that he was not going to run for president if things were good in Liberia. But you can't sit. You want to go home. And you know, most people never knew that Mr. Cummings, they think Mr. Cummings don't have family. All they know that Mr. Cummings just fell from the sky down. Not because he get beamed off like us. But anyway, at least it's clear you are a Cummings supporter, and I appreciate it. But it just tells you that for us, we don't love Mr. Cummings. We admire Mr. Cummings. And we admire his platform. That is why we're defending him to the letter. It's not that we love him. No. We admire his achievement in his personal life. And we admire his platform and his consistencies from 2016, what he been saying. And still saying that I will stop corruption. Not to minimize it, but to stop it. I will fight it. So that's a good thing. We're on the same page. So let's move on. That's good. I know you know all these people. But if you decided to change today that say you are an ANC person, then I appreciate it. If you were ANC person before, I still appreciate it. This is the platform that don't have so many people. But what let me tell you today, more people watch this show after. People watch this show to my imagination, and I can't believe it because people call and say, oh, I saw your show. I saw you at this and that. But they don't comment. People don't want to comment. Yeah. I said, this is not a news outlet. I'm not here to kind of give you the news about Joshua coming to America. The one that is necessary when it comes to corruption, because I know that what Mr. Cummings is going to fight. I will talk about it. I'm not here to can't tell you anything about gender ministry because I know under the Cummings administration, gender ministry will do the job. I'm not here to can't tell you why the people intake pay in Liberia. Because when Mr. Cummings president, we will make sure that people get what they deserve. I'm not going to tell you why there's no electricity because we know the government has spend. They not eat the money and they still stealing light. But the Cummings administration will prioritize light, and it is clear he will prioritize light. Good drinking water, roads, internet connectivity. That is the foundation of a developed country. Maybe I might be wrong, but that's truth. Yeah. So 90% of my time, it was Alex Cummings. No, okay. The woman call you broke man. So I'm not supporting her on that. I said that's the word she used, broke man. Man, people use what don't get thin skin. Okay, I apologize on her behalf. You understand? Please do not call him Mr. Bookman. Call his name. You understand? Please call his name. It's okay, Livingstone. Oh, Livingstone, my man. No. No. Man, I'm not talking about you create. I'm talking about my whole stuff about. I'm not talking about you, whether you mention it or not. Yeah. But this show is an open discussion about CPP, about Mr. Cummings, the agenda, and also I talk about the Nathaniel Magé sanction, that the government is doing everything to pay whatsoever lobbyists just to get it out. Yeah, but there's no particular topic on. And we talk about, anyway, you answer, I see you spoke on, you also mentioned the CPP, the PLP and story that they're in negotiation with ANC, CPP. So, but it's an open topic today, nothing about it. But man, don't get thin skin like your own people. You see, that was the question you asked. You asked, why do people want to be president before they develop? And this platform is Alex Cummings' platform. So it's like Alex Cummings, even now, not doing anything, but he wants to be president first. You were supposed to tell him, like George Weah. George Weah did nothing, but when he's president, he decided to do it, even including his personal life. He did nothing. But as president now, he wants to give back to the community with the people money. That's the question you ask. Okay, let me to you. Remember, you stay well. We started ANC here in the diaspora. Ask anyone if those Kwame Clemens and I go a long way back. Ask him about me. My man, all of you who started with Kwame Clemens, you need to come back. I know a lot of people, even Henry Pedro Costa were part of the CPD. My friend Alexander Yala and other people, and then you were part of the CPP with Kwame Clemens. Before the Friends of Cummings and whosoever came into CPP. It only tells you that, let's go back to that cassette thing, that no one man owns a political party. Nobody owns it. Anybody can come in there and steal the show anytime, especially when the party don't have a group of people who put in money to control it. So the people who put in money in the party controls the party. In Liberia, that what happened. Okay, guys, I will talk to y'all. We'll be on the show tomorrow. I'm off today, Wednesday. I'm off. So let me end the comments. What?
And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will.
You hear? Mr. Cummings said, I will appoint a minister, a corruption czar, somebody who will not joke. When you see their face, say you see that man not joking. George Weah appointed the anti-corruption commissioner. The man doing his job, Joe Weah vest. They won't remove the man because the man tried to do the right thing.
All of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly, thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken necro for day.
Okay, so you listen to Mr. Cummings. He said these things. He said it 2016-17, and he continued to say it. He has improved on it, and he said, listen, if you will not vote for me, fine. Mr. Cummings will live. If Mr. Cummings don't win, for me personally, if nobody stand with Ellis Cummings, I will stand with Ellis Cummings. I can tell anybody that for sure. I can tell anybody. If I will lose with Ellis Cummings, I will lose with Ellis Cummings. Than to lose with other people who have no intention, any good thing for Liberia. So I want to say thank you very much. Thanks to everyone. Share the video. That's all you can do for me. Share it on your page. And thanks, and Livingstone. Let us pray for each other. Pray for me. I pray for you. We are not enemies. We just have little differences in policy and on issues. We are not enemies to no one. Mr. Cummings is not your enemy. Mr. Barker is not your enemy. Joshua is not your enemy. Understand? But it's just politics. But we shouldn't take it so personal and start to go after people personally, telling them about swine, stupid, this, you know what I mean? Look, you see, there's the way you can even laugh and look at this stupid man. You laugh about it. But insulting people, and whether the person go to school, they ain't go to school, they no book, they ain't no book, we all must do the right thing. I myself, I hate other people's feelings, and that's why I always apologize to people, because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. But Liberia is our focus. So removing President Weah is not that we hate President Weah, but we can't get nothing out of President Weah anymore. He is the problem of Liberia, because if this man cannot fire corrupt politician, what you expect? Look, when I sit and sometimes I ask myself, the thing we're doing, what are we going to benefit? What are we see Liberia? Sometimes we might not see it. We might not see it. So if you're doing things, do it with your mind. Don't worry about what's going to happen to you. What are you going to benefit or not? No. Mr. Cummings could be president tomorrow and never call my name. But you think I'm going to get mad? No. The guy who's the president today is my friend. If anybody who know, when you ask Joshua about me, you tell you, say, I don't know what I did to money. I don't know what I did to money, but he's a bad leader. He disappointed a lot of people. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. God bless you. God bless us all. And let us just pray for Liberia. Pray for our leader. So George, we are coming to America. It still will not make him to be a good president. In fact, when he arrived in Liberia, the first thing he would say, and you say I will not go to America, and you say the people will not send for me, and you say they will not send for me. I know George Weah. I know George Weah. He do not take responsibility. He do not apologize. He do not apologize. So he would definitely rub it in your face and say, and you say, I can't go to America. And all that time he come over. I bet you coming to America for the conference. And even they restrict George, we are the restricting. They say, okay, you will only go to Washington, D.C. and sit with President Biden. George, we are want to visit Philadelphia. He want to visit Minnesota and whatsoever. But I will tell him, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe he want to go to Florida. He want to go to Florida for some of his friends to see him. And President Weah is here. I was here before. Now I am the president of Liberia. He want to go to Florida. You don't know? You think President Weah just ready want to come to America and castle with Joe Biden? I beg him. The other time he wanted to have his birthday in Florida, but they gave him a restricted visa. So President Weah want to go to Florida. He want to visit New York for his neighbors to see him, that I am the president of Liberia. That's all. That's all. Nothing. They put not seeing, oh, but in America, they see him yet. He never went to that full lot of days. They didn't see him yet. He want to go there. He won't come to Philadelphia. He won't go on that football field. He won't go to places. He won't see y'all. He won't even see him. You think he ready one kind? I can't waste his time with Joe Biden. Man, your way. I already know President Weah. President Weah one kind enjoy himself. But he must be careful before he see demonstration. So for his safety, I don't think they will allow him to go all over the country. He will only meet President Biden, have a one-on-one, and go right back home. Not to keep him in America for another 1 week. Go and do the people job. In fact, I would text Biden. Oh, Biden get direct line. Don't worry about that one. I would text him and say, please, when you meet President Weah, tell him after your conversation, President Weah, go back home and go do the people job. He shouldn't parade the country, and when you're getting open visa, let him go home and go do our work. Because he won't come down to gallivant the whole place and see all the chamo. Yeah. We know that. We know what President we are up to. We know. Okay. Good night to all. Share the video. I know it's late. It's 2 o'clock now. I said I'll be coming on from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, but it looked like I'm passing the time. But I will try my best. You know. I never started. I think I came on around 12 o'clock. I think I came on 1 o'clock, 12, I think. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. You have a good day, and I still love you. LIB Fresh.